The only full, infallible moral base that this nation should be built on is the Christian moral base. I want to go to a scripture because I believe that, one thing that sets out the Christian Democratic Party from every other party is the fact that we unashamedly pronounce our Christianity. And I think it's very important as a party as we look to the future and a long future, and that means changes and growth, birthing pains. We must always keep the same principles at the foundation of our party. And I want to just bring forward that. I believe we can, if we're quick and we move swiftly, protect the scriptures in our school. I believe we can consolidate and stop our schools, Christian schools, from having to be forced to hire homosexuals or people from other alternate lifestyles. If the footy code has a code of conduct, why should Christian schools be forced to endorse someone else's code of conduct? If it's wrong for a football player to go at 12 p.m. at night and get drunk and come home and do some things that he shouldn't be doing and then be held accountable by his own club, and he's matched up against the guidelines at the footy club saying this is the code of conduct, why has the Christian schools been targeted to say, hey, you can't have a code of conduct that has Christian values? Ridiculous. We have a code of conduct. We have a code of conduct. It's called the Bible. And it's about time our nation stands by the code of conduct that was written by the hand of God. It's so important that you stand in the gap, not only for our Christian morality, but for the little babies that have been terminated. The 100,000 babies that will be terminated this next year. The 2,500 a week will be terminated. What will the Christian Democratic Party do about them? I'm not talking about the past, I'm talking about them. Can we save some as a party? I believe we can. Can we save 10%, 20%? We don't need to look back there because God is judge over that now, what has been. We don't need to bring condemnation on those people that chose that choice because God will judge. But what we can do as a party, I believe, is be proactive. I believe we can save some. I believe we can save many. I believe we should focus on what we can do for the undying that haven't been aborted yet. We need to make sure that we are drawing the picture of the future for our kids. You've seen how beautiful kids is. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because it's a call of God, firstly, for me and Michelle. But we're doing this for our kids' kids. We don't want any Sharia law to be endorsed. That doesn't mean I hate Muslims. It doesn't mean that I'm not compassionate towards them. It just means one simple thing, that I want to show compassion with wisdom. And I'm not prepared to have my own home ground turned around for another's agenda, which is outside Christ. Together we can change this nation. In one day we can get this nation back on track and get Christ back at the helm. In one day we can do that by voting for ambassadors for Christ. It's the right thing to do. Lifting up Jesus above our nation, getting our party well recognised so we can continue to keep the ambassadors for Christ mandate going across our nation, lifting up Jesus in policy, getting the ungodly policies out. Is it worth it? You better believe it. And if we are not interjecting in those policies today, we will have a house that is so ungodly and a nation that is so ungodly, our kids won't want to live in it. We need to build a house that our kids can be proud to live in, have the freedom and liberty to choose Jesus and share Jesus if they so wish. We've got the best and the only living God on our side. All we got to do, folks, is get to the finish line strong. I believe that you have the same dream as me. And that is, Christ be exalted above our nation. And I tell you this, He won't stay there if we don't work. He won't stay there if we don't act. We work under the code of conduct of the living God. And I'm here to bring this to Canberra. I need your help. The party needs your help. We want to win the most influential seat in Australia. It's not time to lay down your baton. It's time to pick it up.